Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Flex Alexander.
And it's Imani.
And welcome to the Daddy Daughter Dance Podcast, the podcast where we talk about everything father-daughter related and some more stuff. What's going on, y'all? We missed you guys for a week or so. We're over here. We're working hard. She's working hard. I'm working hard to bring you more content and more creativity. So we just appreciate you guys hanging in with us, which is a beautiful thing. And speaking of beautiful thing, my daughter here, she brought up a great subject to me. And I thought about it. I'm like, wow, especially with the advent of social media and so much judgment and this and this. We were talking about, what was it? The standards of beauty now.
Yeah, like how nowadays people feel like they have to like look one kind of way, or like if you don't have this type of hair or this type of skin color or this type of clothes or whatever the case may be, that you're not pretty or you don't fit, like it's just like crazy that they've made beauty standards be things that are honestly like unattainable.
Yeah, and I think part of that again is with social media, the creation of filters. Because you see people, and I look at, stuff comes up on your timeline, and I'm seeing women post in this, and you can just tell it's like that's not what you look like. Like, it's okay to have some blemishes. It's okay that everything's not perfect, because a lot of women do that. And you meet a guy, and then all of a sudden he's like, wait a minute, you look different from your filter. So I definitely think it's been pushed so hard, and even to the younger women, and I'll say men too, because I'm sure there's some men who just look at that and feel as though, okay, if I can hide behind this, it gives me a sense of being perfect. And women with hair, I was just so tired of the good hair, bad hair. It is annoying. So I definitely think we're at a place in time where it is driving a lot of mental health issues, with people feeling like they cannot not only stand up to beauty standards, but financial standards, how you living. There was this rapper I was looking at the other day. This guy busted him out because he was shooting a video and he was in a private plane. But then the guy did some research and found out it's a place that built a fake private plane, like half of it, and he just shot from this way. And he called him out like, "Yeah, you're not even on a plane. Like, stop it."
Yeah.
No good.
Because it's like, I feel like people feel like they have to, be a certain way for social media, and it's like a lot of times the people that are like faking, and you know the people who truly just are living their life, and like you see that it's actually them. It doesn't matter what kind of like house or car like that they have, like which ones are actually being truthful. Kind of like I could tell like sometimes when it's like people who are just doing it for a show, and then people who are just sharing themselves and their life in whatever way that might look for them. So it's just like,
what about you and your friends? Like, what do you talk about amongst yourselves? Like, what things do they think about, or do you have any of them that really are concerned or consumed by it, or y'all just like, well, we don't care?
I think we've obviously all have had conversations about how there are certain like beauty standards, or how like people feel like, if you don't look like this and you aren't pretty enough, or all this stuff. So we've definitely like talked about that, and like probably have all felt it at some point, especially being Black. We've all definitely have felt it at some point. But I think we've kind of had like conversations and stuff like that where we all just know that we are like perfectly beautiful in our own ways, no matter what. And I also think it helps because of like the parents that we all have, and then also we kind of still, like, at least for me too, I still grew up in the time where it was like just transitioning from like the late 90s to the early 2000s because I was born in 2001. So like although I didn't get like a 90s experience, I still had the tail end of like an experience of like being a kid or seeing, you know, or like seeing a standard be Hannah Montana or like you know and like that where she looked like a kid rather than it being someone who's 15 and looks like they're 25.
Right.
Like I still got to experience that, so like now it makes me more scared for like the younger kids because I already see a lot of kids doing stuff and like getting lip fillers and all this
Yeah.
type of stuff, and it's like sad because it's like, you know, you don't have to do all those things because you're fine the way you are. Of course, like if, you know, I'm like if there are certain things like, you know, I guess like braces or certain things that you need that might change your appearance, like okay, at the end of the day it is everyone's choice, but like, you know, when it's you're still like
Like
beautiful in your own way.
Christina Aguilera said it. You are beautiful in every single way. Words can't bring you down. You gotta know that you're beautiful in your own way. I mean, I'm seeing stuff with kids doing Botox at young ages. Like, I don't get it. I don't. Again, I blame it on the social media age and this pressure to keep up and this pressure for likes, pressure to say, oh, you're so beautiful, and pressure, like all of that stuff. When I was young, I was a 70s baby, so I got to get some of that 70s era where women were proud of wearing their afros, and whether they had blemishes or whether they had a scar or whatever, they wore it as a badge of honor. And they didn't, there was no pressure to just be like, oh, I gotta look better than this person or I have to keep up. They were just like, I'm gonna be beautiful the way I am. You know, I looked at my mom coming up. My mom, boy, she was slaying them, boy. My mom she was a killer out there. You know, high leather boots and, you know, outfits and her different wigs and and now that I know what it is, I'm looking back there seeing her. She had Louis Vuitton bags. I'm like, what the heck? This was the 70s.
Yeah.
So and it was a different feeling of pride and a different feeling of, it just was, you know, of course we had Black pride, Black power, we had Black beauty, and it was beautiful, and I'm so glad I got to experience some of that era, and it switched over to the 80s, and even the 80s were great. And I remember just the young girls around my block and growing up, it wasn't about like, oh, her skin, she looks almost like you drew her face, or it was none of that. It was, you had girls out there who were playing tag, playing kick the can, and all kind of jumping double dutch, and all of that was naturally beautiful. And now we're just at a place that I hope that we can slow it down, because you have kids who are harming themselves because they feel like they're not sticking up to a standard. And what we've instilled in both our children, but especially for our daughter, is that you're perfect how you are. You don't have to do any of that other stuff. You don't have to, you know, put a Mickey Mouse filter on or whatever you call them things. Your skin is just all just evenly perfect, and you get it's on the same subject, but it's crazy because I'll be out, right? I'll take a picture with somebody, and somebody says, "Let me take a picture of you, flex with." I'm like, "All right, cool." And they go to Snapchat, take a picture, and then I go look, and I look in it, and I got rosy red cheeks and my lips. I'm like, "Hey man, take that off." Like, how do you have that on automatically? Like,
Yeah.
you don't need to do that. Just take the picture. You're beautiful, man. And that's what we've always instilled in her, is you're beautiful. And she happens to have curly hair. It's like, we don't go, oh, she has good hair. She just happens to have curly hair. Like, she can straighten it if she wants or wear it curly. So what? That's lineage. That's the bloodline. You know, that's the different mixes of bloodline that we have running through our family. So we've never been like, oh, you've got the good hair, and oh, no. But I know people who who really like strongly stand on that. Like, oh, this kid has good hair and that one has bad hair.
Well, I definitely experienced that in school because, like, I think it's like I've never been the type to think that one hair type is better than the other hair type.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I understand where it comes from and, like, the root of where it comes from
Mm-hmm.
because, like, more looser hair is more closer to, I guess, whiteness or, like, just what is better. Like, it doesn't look
Straight
as,
hair.
yeah, it's closer to that. While more kinkier hair is, like, more even closer to us. And then it makes people just, like, look at people a certain way, which makes no sense to me at all. But I've had people, that have said like, oh my gosh, like, like I knew somebody who was
Like
she stop, please,
trying to get her
please.
to stand like.
I knew someone, and she basically said, um, she was like, I was born with a light skin, but like the hair would have been nice too. And I was
Wow.
like, because
Wow.
her hair was, like type 4 hair. And I was just like she would always talk about me and my other friend who also has like,
Curly hair.
yeah, like
Mm-hmm.
I guess looser texture hair. And we would just always talk about that because like she literally said that. And I was just like, I don't know what to say about that, but I know that it comes from a place of probably her own experiences
Mm-hmm.
with her own, identity or hair or just things that we are
In
taught.
insecurity, yeah, it's an
Yeah.
insecurity that if your hair is kinky, which is actually a superpower, the coil of our hair is coiled a specific way, and that coil, if you look at it microscopically, looks like what the in the universe, Orion's nebula and different things like that. It's the same coil that's in our. They call that our antennas to the Creator. That's what that was when people had locks. That was the antenna. It was like that's your superpower. There's nothing wrong with habit. There's nothing wrong with habit. I used to love when I was able to wear an afro. You couldn't tell me nothing. When I had an afro, man, I wore that sucker loud, proud, and poofed out. And of course, once it got wet, that was it. But I mean, I still enjoyed it. I got my school pictures with my afro, man. You couldn't tell me nothing. So I feel for your generation, man. I
Yeah.
do.
It's just like, I mean, it's honestly really sad because of, the things that we're taught and people just, and then there are people who just are just really mean, like
Mm-hmm.
online and stuff like that. Like
Yes.
in the comments, people are so like ruthless to people.
Yeah.
And it just is like, it just makes no sense to me personally because it's like if you don't have a certain body type or hair type or whatever, and it's like it just makes no sense, honestly.
And those people are usually the most alone, saddest, the most unhappy. They sit there and pick out things with other people because they deeply internally wish that they could either look like that person or be living that life as that person, or they're just not happy people. So it's I don't know. I'm just gonna always be proud of my hair, my blemishes, moles, whatever I have, because that's what we naturally have. I'm not shooting nothing in my face. And listen, if you do that, it's okay for you. So I'm not bullying and I'm not getting on anybody. You do what you do. But I'm just saying you don't have to. You have been equipped with everything that you need. Beauty and no matter what grade of hair you have. It doesn't matter. Hair is hair. Guess what? At some point it's going away. So it don't matter. You want to have one little curl going up like that. It doesn't matter, man. So just you got to step away from those standards that social media has set, because that only came about. It only came about. Well, I won't say only, but it was more prevalent when social media came about light skin, dark skin, good hair, bad hair, lip fillers, this, that, all that stuff. It's man, just get back to your natural. Back to your natural. That's what we teach her. Love who you are.
I know, cause like I'm like actually we are the beauty standards. So
Mm-hmm.
it's like when you see people, like tan and stuff like that, or
Mm-hmm.
want big lips. Where does
Mm-hmm.
that come from?
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know. Like, and they try to make us think that it's not attractive on us, but it's like
Right.
we're the ones that naturally have these types of bodies and
Mm-hmm.
skin color and hair. Like, when we go in the sun, like, we just like absorb the sun because
Mm-hmm.
we're meant to also be in the out in the sun. But
Mm-hmm.
people have say stuff about that, like, so at the end of the day, that's what I tell myself, like, we are the beauty standard, and no matter how many ways it's been flipped to make you or us think that we're not, just look at what people do, and it all traces back to us at the end of the day.
As they say, as the kids say, period. So that's our message. Like, love who you are. Love who you are. You only get one you. Love who you are. Don't let people pressure you. Don't let society dictate what your beauty is or what your level of beauty is. Or, I mean, yeah, I've seen the models that they've talked about, African models, where it's like their skin is just so dark and robust and just beautiful. That melanin. It's one of the top models in the country. Is I can't remember her name, but I was like, wow. I remember when they didn't call that beauty. They just said, oh, dark skin and that. But no, it's beauty. That is sun-kissed melanin. Melanin. We are children of the sun. Period.
Period.
Period. Well, thanks for joining us today. We just wanted to drop our little 2 cents and keep you guys inspired and just, man, keep your head up. Keep your head up and love who you are inside and out. I'm Flex Alexander.
I'm Imani.
And you can follow us on our social media pages. You can follow me at FlexA4Real, FOREAL, on Instagram, on TikTok, on Snapchat, and Flex Alexander on Facebook. I almost said MySpace. On Facebook.
And then Imani with 2 eyes at the end. Music on everything.
Yes, on everything. On everything. Remember, like, share, subscribe. Please keep building. I don't know where we are now with our subscribers, but we just want to continue to build. We're going to continue to bring you content and, switch it up. We're going to definitely work on getting you guys some interviews with some fathers and daughters and switch it up a little bit and get the opinions of others. And yeah, we'll go there. We'll keep it going for you. All right. Take care. Peace out.